Alright there people, this is Brad the Lad back again with another video, and I know Manchester United played just yesterday, and I've already spoken about my thoughts and feelings about the game yesterday. But as a Manchester United fan, I don't know if any football fan has ever felt this, but have you ever felt like you just don't care about what your team do anymore? Because I'm feeling like that right now. Looking at that Norwich game today, I think Norwich are going to get a result against us. I actually don't think the players are motivated to win a game. I don't think, and for me, I don't think that's Ralph Rangnick's fault. I don't think, because we did this under Ollie. We didn't. All right, yeah, we start the season well, but the players are the problem for me. The players are the problem. The owners are the biggest problem. As I keep always saying, Avram Glazer, that ponytailed twat, and his bloody bald mate Joel Glazer. Obviously they're brothers, but anyway, the club is obviously, we know it's a mess. We know we're going to get a new manager. Looks like it's going to be Ten Hag. Doesn't look like it's been confirmed just yet. I don't know what's happening with that situation. On paper, we've got quality. It's just there to see. But Manchester United, what they don't have is the fight, the determination. I want to talk about this Cristiano Ronaldo thing yesterday. Look, I know people will say, "Oh, you're a United fan, backing Ronaldo. He can do no wrong." But for me yesterday, I don't think he deliberately went to smash that fan's phone. And I've seen, apparently his hand was hurt. Again, I don't think Ronaldo meant to hurt him. He was frustrated. He was lashing out. He was frustrated because of how shit we are. But I don't think it was against the person in particular. He was just lashing out the closest thing to him. I don't think he attacked the kid. It's hardly Will Smith and Chris Rock. It's hardly Eric Cantona going into the bloody stands and kicking the shit out of him. He just went like that and knocked the phone out of his hand, or it might have been a little bit more than that, but because he is a strong guy, Ronaldo, obviously, as you already know. But again, it's I think people are blowing this way out of proportion to say it's an assault. What are you going to do? Put him behind bars for a decade for slapping a phone, for breaking somebody's phone? Alright, maybe he shouldn't have done it, but it was the closest thing to him, and he was frustrated. He was lashing out because he's a high quality player. He's apologised. He said, I'll invite you to Old Trafford, to show dignity, respect, and all that. I think, I was going to say yesterday, I think he just wants a new phone, mate. I don't think he's bothered about coming to Old Trafford and all that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I think people are going way over the top about it. Well, it's the media, really. It's not particularly Manchester United players, or Manchester United fans who are saying this, and I think, again, we're just completely embarrassing. We get laughed at every week. I just think, what's the point? Are we going to win another game this season? I just don't feel motivated by this football club anymore. I don't, because yeah. To be honest, I felt like this before. I felt like I was losing the passion for the club in January, around January time, and you know, I think we got a last-minute win against West Ham or something. Still didn't feel that passionate. I still didn't. For months this has been going on. I think the game I enjoyed most this season is the Tottenham game when we won 3-2 and Ronaldo got his hat-trick. The atmosphere was bouncing. It was a really good game of football. You know, we haven't had much to celebrate this year. We shouldn't get European football this season. We shouldn't. We don't deserve it. I was gonna say, if we don't beat Norwich next week, that's just all my hopes just gone. I've got literally no hope about anything. You know, the play, I don't understand, you know. Bruno Fernandes said yesterday in a Football Focus interview that the club convinced him that the future is bright. Is it fuck? I love Bruno. I love the guy, you know. I find it very hard to criticise him. But what I am going to say is that, you know, you must be daft to be convinced by these absolute frauds that our football club is going to get, you know, is going to have a good future. I can't see this club recovering. I can't see us recovering. I could see us being the next, what Newcastle have been in the last 10 years. You could spend as much money as you want, but that's just what's going to happen. It is. Clubs have gone through difficult times. Look at you know, Liverpool went through difficult times. They're amazing now. I don't know if that's going to stop when Klopp leaves. I don't know if something's going to change. Is it going to be a rebuild process? I don't know if the same's going to happen when Pep leaves Manchester City at the end of next season. Probably not, because again, their managers can actually make good, sensible decisions. You know, we can't get rid of bad players we've got in the team. When we go to Anfield, I actually think we're going to concede 7 goals. Yeah, I'm not even exaggerating. You know, there is absolutely nothing to be positive about anymore for Manchester United Football Club. Absolutely not. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There is not one thing to be positive about. Not anything. You know, and it's awful being slagged off on Match of the Day, being, you know, being called a joke. You know, we're nothing anymore. Aston Villa will be bigger than us. Newcastle will be bigger than us. Leicester City, Wolves, West Ham, those clubs will be bigger than us. Crystal Palace maybe. We could just be a bottom half team who used to be successful decades ago. That is what this club has the potential of becoming. And people say, "Oh, I refuse to let standards drop." The club's standards have already dropped. It's too late. There is no standards. There's nothing. All there is all I could see is, an ageing squad who are paid ridiculous amounts of money that they don't deserve. And the players are the biggest excuse makers in the Premier League. Honest to God, right? Jose was called too defensive. Yeah? Ollie was, I don't know what Ollie was labelled down as. They made an excuse for Ollie, about Ollie's style of play. I think he said he was too defensive as well, or something like that. And United now under Ranić, apparently he's too old-fashioned. These are people who have succeeded in the game. Well, maybe not Ollie as a manager. Sorry, Ollie. Don't mean to pick on you, but Ranić has succeeded at clubs like Schalke and Leipzig. He's very good at what he does as a sporting director, and he talks very, very inspirationally. But the players just don't respond to him because they're not good enough, and they make excuses, and they call the assistant coach Ted Lasso. Right? You're not at school anymore. Start acting like adults. Start acting like true professionals, because you're not acting like professionals. You're putting in half-hearted performances every single week. And people are losing interest. I don't care what happens now. Honest to God. I've tried to back this team as much as I can. I have tried to... I remember when I did that bloody motivational speech for the Liverpool game, when before we lost 5-0. I didn't think I would ever see anything like that. But I did. And I felt it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And we've had games like this before. The Everton 4-0 defeat a few seasons back. This is just absolutely disgraceful. There is no coming back from this unless we change our ownership. That's it. And get some of these crappy players who are championship standard out of the club. Because, honest to God, it's just painful to watch. I mean, it's just... Yeah, I mean, on one hand I do say I don't care anymore, And to be honest, I have lost my passion. I've lost it. It's just completely gone. It's just... I really don't know what to say anymore. I keep saying every single game, this is must win. This is must win. We've got to win this game, and we don't win it. And somehow we've still got a chance of getting into the top 4. It's going to be impossible now. And I don't blame Ranić. I don't blame him. I don't, I think he's come in, and I think he's done... I'm sure he does do what he does best. He's a very calm kind of guy, but he's good at what he does. But, yeah, I was excited when we got him in. We played very well against Crystal Palace. I was very impressed with what I saw when we beat Palace. We had games against, like, Brentford and Brighton postponed. I remember we played Norwich. We were shite that day, but we won. I don't even mind if we played shite and we won. If it comes to that, great, But I've lost my passion for Manchester United Football Club. I really have. It's very, Very difficult. I tried to get behind them yesterday, and it just did not work at all. It did not work. I mean, obviously, I can't influence Manchester United and how they do, but I tried to get behind the team, but there's nothing to get behind. It is, oh, it's just painful to see. Nobody deserves to see that, in my opinion. Actually lose passion for their own football club. You know, it's like being in a difficult relationship, isn't it? Like you've been married for a few years. You know, yeah, you've had difficult times, like all marriages, but like you managed to bounce back. But you just see a fading relationship. It's just dying right in front of you, and that's what it feels like with United. I call Sheffield Wednesday is like my second team. I know I've had a bit of criticism about that. I honestly wasn't aware of there was a rivalry between the two clubs. Um, I knew our rivals were Leeds and that. But anyway, forget that. Sheffield Wednesday is like the bit on the side, or maybe, I don't know, just like a mate that's like comforting you for now, and actually seems quite stable, although they've got a dodgy owner as well in Mr. Chansiri. But that's just the reality of what's happening. You know, it's like I'm watching paint dry every single week. It's like knowing, it's like reading the same article every single day, and you know what's going to happen. It's like watching the same movie every single day, and you know what's going to happen. And it just gets boring. I think Arsenal fans must have felt that. I think Liverpool fans must have felt that when they were going through tough times. Because their clubs that lost their identity. West Ham as well, I think. We're going through that stage now, but I think it's even worse than what those two clubs went through. I honestly do. I know Arsenal have lost a couple of games as well. Again, I thought yesterday against Brighton they were shocking, but again, it's nothing to be dramatically thinking that you're doomed about. If you don't get top four, it will be disappointing. It'll be annoying, but I think we're a lot worse because it's the same ownership. Arsenal have got the same ownership as they've had for years that they hate. West Ham have got the same owners. The only club that has changed their owners is Liverpool in that period, because I remember, I think it was after, I think it was 2010 to about, 2016, where they really seemed like awful, and they weren't winning much trophies, they weren't doing much. They weren't. They changed the manager a few times. Sometimes I try to look at Liverpool and think, oh yeah, this season was their bad season. This is like a carbon copy of that. Next season will be just completely rebuilding. We'll probably finish somewhere about mid-table. We actually punched above our weight that season. And then the following season will be a bit of progress. Then we'll kick on from there, and then next season will be even better, and then maybe we might win the league. Did that quite happen? No, it didn't. And that's why we seem a lot worse, because we're with the same owners who still think their decisions are the best decisions for the club, but their decisions are the worst. Randy tried to change things. He tried to bring in players of his own that he's worked with before to sort the mess that we're in, and the Glazers refused. I think they wanted Christopher Nkunku, and he didn't want, and the Glazers refused. They didn't give him the funds for that to get him in. Why not? We're not. Yeah, we're not Stoke City. We're Manchester United. We should be. If we have the finances to bring these players in, but no, the Glazers know best. The Glazers know best. No, they don't. They're a fucking fraudulent businessmen who tried to ruin the stature of our football club, who tried to ruin everything, and they have ruined everything. They've ruined my love for the club. They've ruined everything. They've ruined it all. And I really wish that they would sell the club, because they are absolute fraudsters. They take money out of the club so they can fund their NFL. Don't buy the club if you're not interested in helping them. Chelsea, I hope they don't get American owners, because they'll give you all these promises. We had these promises after the Super League. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. They just said, oh yeah, just throw money at it. They'll all be happy. They'll shut up. We'll bring Ronaldo back. Then they'll shut up. And to be fair, we actually did shut up. If we had Guardiola, if we had Klopp with these owners, we'd still fail. We'd still be in the same position. It doesn't matter who you bring in. You're gonna struggle. Because it's the owners. It's the owners. That's it. It's the Glazers. They are incompetent idiots. Okay? They are incompetent idiots. And they've taken us all out the club, stomped on it, and just put, in their words, dollars. Right? I hate the Glazers. I hate them so much. With a burning passion. I would love a Saudi takeover like Newcastle have had. Obviously there's people, all these politics and stuff. I don't care. I don't give a shit about politics. I give a shit about football. That is what I'd like. Our game is being used and abused like Monopoly. Okay? But if we had somebody who actually gave a shit about us, it's not the fact that we're not winning trophies. Winning trophies, we should be doing that. But it's saying like, oh, top four is the best we can do. No, that is not good enough. That is not good enough. That is not what the supporters want. That is not what people like Cristiano Ronaldo want. I don't think Bruno Fernandes wants that. I think he's a quality player. I don't care. People will mock me for saying this, for sticking by him. I don't care. That is my opinion. Rafael Varane, another one. Some people are just not suited to win trophies. Some people say like, oh, hopefully one day we can win the Champions League. We're not going to do that for a very long time. I ask people and say, Manchester United will recover. They won't recover. There is no sign that there is going to be a recovery. I wish there was somebody that could just you could just force them out. All the clubs to the Super League. Please sanction the Glazers or something like that. Yeah, I really can't stand them. They are so shite. We will not win another game this season. It is going to be miserable, miserable, miserable. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm not trying to be over the top. I'm just trying to be genuine. I'm trying to be brutally honest. Mark Goldbridge would say this because because he talks a lot of sense. Sometimes I don't like it when he gets a bit. When he was slagging off Ian Atchell, please stop saying this, Mark, and he ended up scoring. But yeah, I just can't be bothered anymore. I just can't. I'd rather watch bloody Arsenal. I'd rather watch bloody championship games. I'd rather watch a game in Syria or something, because You know, it's like if you had a brick in your hand and you headbutted it a few times, you'd still feel the same thing, pain. You wouldn't feel any joy out of it, would you? You know, that is the reality. That's what the Glazers like to do. They do the same thing. They're insane. They're nuts. They don't know what they're doing. So, yeah, I've done rant over. Rant over. But yeah, we know what the problem. I know what the problem is. Okay. Gary Neville knows what the problem is. Ex-players know what the problem is. Everybody knows what the problem is. So, yeah, we need to push on. We need to find some way. There probably isn't a way, but yeah, I don't know what to do anymore. If there's any advice that you have, if there's any other clubs that have lost their identity and have lost passion, lost any hope for their club, let me know in the comments below. This has been Brad the Lad. See you in a bit.